Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into the wild, wacky, and often wonderful world of script writing. Whether you're dreaming of seeing your name on the big screen, crafting the next viral short film sensation, or just want to tell a compelling story, this is where it all begins. Buckle up, because we're about to break down the process step by step, from that initial spark of an idea to a final polished script. Trust me, it's a journey, but it's one worth taking. Alright, let's get real for a second. You can have all the fancy cameras, the slickest editing software, but without a solid story, you're kinda screwed. It's the backbone of your project, the core that holds everything together. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on sand, it's just not gonna hold. You need a strong foundation, and that foundation is your story. So, where do you find this elusive big idea? Well, it's everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. It's in the mundane and the extraordinary. It could be something you see on your daily commute, a conversation you overhear at a coffee shop, or even a dream that jolts you awake in the middle of the night. Inspiration can strike at the most unexpected moments. The key is to keep your eyes open, your ears tuned in, and your mind a sponge, ready to absorb the world around you. Be curious, be observant. Don't be afraid to jot down ideas no matter how crazy they seem. Sometimes the wildest ideas can lead to the most compelling stories. You never know when that random thought about a talking dog and a stolen sausage could turn into pure cinematic gold. Creativity knows no bounds. Remember, the best stories come from a place of passion. They resonate because they come from the heart. What gets you fired up? What keeps you up at night? What stories are dying to be told? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Tap into those emotions, those experiences, and let them fuel your writing. Authenticity is key. Don't be afraid to get personal, to be vulnerable, to put your heart on the page. That's where the magic happens. That's where the magic happens. When you connect with your story on a deeper level, your audience will too. Go out there, find your story, and don't be afraid to get a little weird with it. Embrace the unconventional. Trust me, the world needs your voice. Your unique perspective can make a difference. Okay, so you've got your killer concept, your story that's going to blow everyone's minds. But hold your horses, Scorsese, because a great story needs great characters to drive it. And I'm not talking about one-dimensional stereotypes or cardboard cutouts. We're talking about real, relatable, flawed, and utterly compelling characters that jump off the page and grab your audience by the eyeballs. Think about the characters that have stuck with you long after the credits rolled. What made them so memorable? Was it their wit, their strength, their vulnerability? Chances are it was a combination of all these things and more. They felt real, like people you could bump into on the street or share a beer with. So, how do you create characters that resonate with your audience? It starts with digging deep, my friends. Give your characters a past, a present, and a future. What are their hopes and dreams? What are their fears and insecurities? What makes them tick? The more you know about your characters, the more real they will become, both to you and your audience. Don't be afraid to give them flaws, to make them messy, to make them human. Nobody's perfect, and your characters shouldn't be either. Invest the time and energy to develop them fully, and they will reward you with a story that is both engaging and unforgettable. Your audience will thank you for it, and your characters will live on in their minds, long after the final scene fades to black. Alright, so you've got your killer concept, your cast of unforgettable characters, and now it's time to wrangle all that creative energy into a cohesive narrative. This is where the outline comes in, my friends. Think of it as the blueprint for your cinematic masterpiece. The roadmap that will guide you from the opening scene to the final frame. Now I know what you're thinking. Outlines? Structure? That sounds like a recipe for stifling my creativity. But trust me on this one. An outline isn't about boxing yourself in, it's about giving your story a framework, a foundation upon which you can build your cinematic dreams. There are countless ways to structure a story, from the classic 3-act structure to more experimental approaches. The key is to find what works best for you and your story. But regardless of the structure you choose, there are a few key elements that every good story needs. First, you need a strong opening hook. Grab your audience's attention from the get-go and make them want to see what happens next. This could be a dramatic action sequence, a thought-provoking question, or a glimpse into the world of your story. Next, you need to establish your characters, their relationships, and the world they inhabit. This is crucial for setting the stage. This is your chance to build empathy with your audience and draw them into the story. Make them care about what happens next. Alright, you've got your outline, your characters are practically begging to break free from their pages, and now it's time to face the blank page. This, my friends, is where the rubber meets the road, where all that planning and preparation transforms into actual words on a page. It's time to write that first draft. Now I'm not gonna lie, this part can be daunting. Staring at that blinking cursor can feel like facing down a firing squad. But here's the thing, the first draft is not about perfection. It's about getting the story out of your head and onto the page. It's about giving yourself permission to suck, to write badly, to make mistakes. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation, or even making sense. Just write. Write like the wind. Write like you've got a deadline and the internet's about to go down. The goal of the first draft is to get to the end. Once you have a complete draft, you can go back and start shaping it, refining it, and polishing it into a masterpiece. But you can't edit a blank page. Alright, you've done it. You've stared down the blank page, wrestled with your inner demons, and emerged victorious with a complete first draft. Congratulations, my friend, that's a huge accomplishment. But don't get too comfortable, because now comes the real work: revision and editing. This is where you transform that rough, unpolished diamond in the rough into a sparkling gem of cinematic brilliance. It's time to put on your editor's hat, grab your red pen, or fire up that track changes feature, and get ready to be ruthless. First, take a step back. Give yourself some distance from the draft. Go for a walk, watch a movie, do whatever you need to do to clear your head and come back to it with fresh eyes. Then, read through the entire script from beginning to end, taking notes as you go. Pay attention to the pacing, the dialogue, the character development, the overall flow of the story. Be honest with yourself. Is it working? Is it engaging? Is it everything you want it to be? Now comes the hard part, cutting the dead weight. Okay, you've poured your heart and soul into your script, you've revised and edited until your fingers bled, figuratively of course, and now it's time to face the music feedback. This is the part where you share your baby with the world and hope they don't laugh in your face. Now I know what you're thinking. Feedback? Why would I subject myself to that kind of torture? But trust me, my friend, feedback is crucial. It's like having a fresh pair of eyes on your work, eyes that can spot the flaws you've become blind to, eyes that can offer valuable insights and suggestions. But here's the thing, not all feedback is created equal. You don't want to just hand your script to anyone with a pulse. You need to find your tribe, a trusted group of people who understand your vision and are invested in helping you succeed. This could be fellow writers, filmmakers, friends, family members, anyone you trust to give you honest and constructive criticism. But be warned, you need to be able to take it. Feedback can be tough to hear, especially when it's about something you've poured your heart and soul into. Alright, you've been through the trenches, you've battled writer's block, you've slain your darlings, you've embraced the feedback, and now you're staring down the final draft. This is it, my friend, the home stretch. Time to polish this baby up and get it ready for its close-up. This stage is all about the details, the little things that separate a good script from a great one. It's about making sure your formatting is on point, your dialogue sings, your descriptions paint a vivid picture in the reader's mind. Read through your script one last time, slowly and carefully, paying attention to every word, every sentence, every paragraph. Is it clear? Is it concise? Is it engaging? Does it flow smoothly from scene to scene? Pay close attention to your dialogue. Is it natural? Is it believable? Does it reveal character and move the story forward? Remember, dialogue is not about replicating real-life conversations. It's about crafting words that sound natural but are also purposeful and engaging. Once you're happy with the content, it's time to focus on the presentation. Make sure your script is formatted correctly, using industry-standard software and guidelines. And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of our whirlwind tour of the wild and wonderful world of script writing. From that initial spark of an idea to the final polished draft, we've covered it all. Remember, writing a script is a journey, one filled with challenges and triumphs, frustrations and breakthroughs. But most importantly, it's a journey worth taking, so go out there, tell your stories, and don't be afraid to break a few rules along the way. The world needs your voice, your vision, your unique perspective. Until next time, keep those creative juices flowing,